the Siege of Mandalore. The climactic battle of the Clone Wars. Former Jedi Ahsoka Tano leads Republic forces to liberate Mandalore from Maul's grip. With Mandalorian dissident Bo-Katan Kryze requesting help, Ahsoka gets command of a task force, including Captain Rex and the 501st's 332nd Company, to assault Maul's stronghold on Sundari. Republic clone troopers fight alongside Bo-Katan's Night Owls against Maul's Mandalorian supercommandos. After fierce urban combat, Ahsoka confronts Maul directly. In a friendly chat through the royal palace, Ahsoka captures Maul in a ray shield. The siege ends in a Republic victory. Maul in custody, his puppet regime toppled. But triumph turns bittersweet. Order 66 gets enacted moments later. The clone troops, including Ahsoka's own, betray the Jedi. Ahsoka and Rex barely escape, and Maul also breaks free in the chaos. This finale arc directly overlaps with the fall of the Jedi and seamlessly bridges into Revenge of the Sith. The Umbara arc. When the 501st Legion deploys to retake Umbara, they face a deadly threat from their own commander. Basilisk Jedi General Pong Krell takes temporary command of Anakin's troops on Umbara's dark battlefields. Under Krell's leadership, clone casualties mount alarmingly. Secretly, Krell foresees the Jedi Order's downfall and embraces the dark side, seeking favor with Count Dooku. He deliberately sabotages the campaign, using callous strategies to thin out clone ranks. He even manipulates clones into firing on their own brothers. The clones uncover Krell's treachery. He's been orchestrating friendly fire incidents and planning to betray the Republic. Captain Rex and the troopers turn against their general. After suffering heavy losses, the clones stun and arrest Krell. Refusing to repent, Krell boasts of his impending Sith allegiance. The clones execute him for his crimes. The arc is one of the series' grimmest, illustrating the clones' loyalty and moral courage. Umbara's perpetual darkness mirrors the tone as the clones literally and figuratively find their way through the dark. By the way, if you guys like content like this, I would really appreciate it if you could hit like and subscribe. Thanks. The Inhibitor Chip Conspiracy. Every clone has a behavioral modification chip implanted in their brain to ensure they'll obey Order 66. The truth surfaces when Clone Trooper Tup unexpectedly kills a Jedi General mid-battle after his chip malfunctions. ARC Trooper 5s undertakes an investigation into Tup's condition, uncovering a wider conspiracy. With help from medical droid AZI-3, 5s learns all clones have biochips that can control their actions. He comes alarmingly close to exposing that Darth Sidious, aka Chancellor Palpatine, is behind the plot to destroy the Jedi. Palpatine manipulates events to paint 5s as unstable. 5s gets killed by clone security before he can get anyone to believe his claims. The conspiracy gets buried. But 5s' efforts aren't in vain. He leaves behind clues that later enable Ahsoka and Rex to remove Rex's chip during Order 66, saving him from turning on Ahsoka. The Mortis arc. One of the most mystical storylines takes place on Mortis, a surreal Force realm. Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka encounter physical embodiments of the Force itself. The father keeps balance between his two children, the daughter, embodying the light side, and the son, the dark side. The father subjects Anakin to spiritual trials, believing he's the chosen one. During this arc, Anakin experiences a vision of his future as Darth Vader, later erased from his memory. The son briefly turns Ahsoka to the dark side and even kills her. The daughter sacrifices her own life force to resurrect Ahsoka. Ultimately, Anakin tames the son and rejects the dark side. All three beings, father, son, and daughter, perish, bringing balance to Mortis. The Jedi awaken back in normal space, with no time having passed. Darth Maul's return. Believed dead since the Phantom Menace, Darth Maul shockingly resurfaces during the Clone Wars, shattered in mind and body, but alive. Rescued by his Night Brother kin, Savage Opress, Maul recovers his strength and craves revenge. The resurrected Maul builds a vast criminal empire known as the Shadow Collective, uniting underworld factions like Death Watch, Black Sun, and the Pikes. With Savage as his enforcer, Maul seizes control of Mandalore by ousting Duchess Satine's government. He duels Mandalorian leader Pre Vizsla, kills him, and claims the Darksaber, making himself de facto ruler. Maul's bold rise draws attention from his former master Darth Sidious, who sees his ex-apprentice as a threat. In a vicious confrontation, Sidious defeats Maul and Savage, killing Savage and taking Maul captive. Maul later escapes and continues to wreak havoc. From fallen Sith to underworld kingpin, Maul's resurgence becomes one of the war's most dramatic sagas. The Wrong Jedi arc. One of the most emotionally charged arcs. It begins with a bombing at the Jedi Temple that kills multiple Jedi and clones. In the aftermath, evidence strangely points to Ahsoka's involvement. Framed and betrayed, Ahsoka goes on the run, desperate to clear her name. As the fugitive Padawan evades Republic forces, even Anakin struggles with doubts and pressure from the Council. Ahsoka finds an unlikely ally in Asajj Ventress, now a rogue bounty hunter who believes Ahsoka's innocence. Together they probe the mystery, but it's a trap. The real culprit is Barriss Offee, Ahsoka's friend and a disillusioned Jedi Knight. Offee secretly believes the Jedi have lost their way and arranges the temple attack to prove a point. She murders the key suspect in custody and frames Ahsoka for that as well. Captured and put on trial before a military tribunal, with Tarkin pressing for harsh punishment, Ahsoka's fate looks grim. At the 11th hour, Anakin uncovers Barriss's treachery, dueling and apprehending her, then presenting her confession to the court. Although all charges get dropped and the Council apologizes, the damage is done. Feeling betrayed, Ahsoka refuses the Council's offer to rejoin. In a heartbreaking scene, she departs the Jedi Temple, leaving her lightsabers behind. For Anakin, it's a personal tragedy. For Ahsoka, it's the end of her time as a Jedi. The Nightsisters and Savage Opress. After Count Dooku brutally betrays Asajj Ventress at Darth Sidious's command, the wounded Ventress returns to Dathomir. Mother Talzin and the Nightsister witches nurse her back and plot revenge. In a ritual of dark magic, they select a fearsome Zabrak Nightbrother, Savage Opress, and transform him into a formidable warrior. Savage proves brutally effective, even killing his own brother Farrell to prove loyalty. Posing as Dooku's new apprentice, Savage is the Nightsisters' hidden blade. When Ventress springs her trap to assassinate Dooku, a three-way showdown ensues. The plan fails. Savage's mind becomes unstable, and he lashes out at both Dooku and Ventress. In retaliation, Dooku dispatches General Grievous to massacre the Nightsisters. The Separatist forces wipe out Ventress's entire clan in a horrific battle. Ventress and Mother Talzin in spirit form are the only survivors. Meanwhile, Savage follows Talzin's guidance to seek his long-lost brother, Darth Maul. In a dark cave on Lotho Minor, Savage finds a broken, half-mad Maul and returns him to Dathomir, where Talzin's magic restores Maul's mind and gives him cybernetic legs. Mandalore's political struggle. Mandalore becomes a flashpoint during the Clone Wars, centered on Duchess Satine Kryze's pacifist leadership and the militant opposition of Death Watch. Satine's new Mandalorian government espouses pacifism and neutrality, putting them at odds with traditional warriors. Years before, Satine won a civil war and exiled the old warrior clans to Concordia. Those exiled factions secretly reform as Death Watch, led by Pre Vizsla and joined by Satine's own sister, Bo-Katan Kryze. Vizsla despises Satine's pacifism and conspires to overthrow her. Death Watch initially allies with Dooku's separatists to stage attacks and coup attempts. Obi-Wan helps Satine foil one plot, exposing Vizsla and forcing Death Watch into retreat. In the final year of the war, Maul's Shadow Collective partners with Death Watch to finally topple Satine. Through a manufactured crime wave, Vizsla's Death Watch swoops in as liberators and ousts Satine's regime. Vizsla seizes power, only to be betrayed. Maul kills Vizsla in single combat and claims the throne. Mandalore spirals into civil war. Although Obi-Wan tries to save Satine, Maul murders the Duchess in front of him. Republic intervention removes Maul, but at the cost of Mandalore falling under Imperial control. The saga is a tragedy of a culture caught between idealism and extremism. The Citadel Rescue Mission. The Jedi and clones stage a daring mission to rescue Jedi Master Even Piell and Captain Wilhuff Tarkin from the Citadel, an impenetrable separatist prison on Lola Sayu. The fortress was designed to hold even Jedi captives. Piell, Tarkin, and others carry critical Nexus route hyperlane coordinates that both sides covet. Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi lead an elite strike team, including Ahsoka Tano, who stows away to help, plus clone troopers like Rex, Fives, and Echo. They smuggle themselves in by allowing themselves to be captured in carbonite to evade lifeform scanners. Once inside, the task force fights through labyrinthine corridors and deadly traps. The escape proves costly. ARC Trooper Echo is presumed killed protecting their shuttle, though he later turns up alive. Even Piell is mortally wounded during escape, but with his dying breath, he entrusts his half of the Nexus route coordinates to Ahsoka. Pursued by assassin droids, the team reaches their extraction point. The mission succeeds. Tarkin and Ahsoka deliver the intel, and this ordeal forges respect between Anakin and Tarkin, foreshadowing their future alliance. Cad Bane's bounty hunter operations. The fearsome Duros bounty hunter Cad Bane orchestrates some of the era's most audacious criminal operations. Early on, Bane leads a raid on the Republic Senate building on Coruscant. Hired by the Hutt cartel, he holds senators and even Chancellor Palpatine hostage with explosive devices until the Republic releases Zero the Hutt from prison. Bane's cold cunning ensures he escapes with Zero. Next, Bane gets secretly commissioned by Darth Sidious to steal a Jedi holocron. In an elaborate heist, he infiltrates the Jedi Temple, even murdering a Jedi gatekeeper to assume his identity, and successfully escapes with the holocron. Using the holocron with a stolen Kyber memory crystal, Bane helps Sidious target Force-sensitive infants for abduction. Although Anakin and Ahsoka eventually capture Bane, he refuses to divulge Sidious's identity, and later slips away. Bane's crime spree continues. In one Season 4 plot, Bane joins bounty hunters, unaware Obi-Wan is undercover among them, in Moralo Ival's deadly challenge called The Box. Bane wins Dooku's confidence and leads an attempted kidnap of Palpatine during the Naboo peace conference. Though that plot gets foiled, Bane once again evades capture. The Onderon Rebellion. When Separatists install a puppet king on Onderon, a group of insurgents rises up. Stila and Saw Gerrera, siblings leading the Onderonian rebels, wage guerrilla resistance against Separatist occupation of their capital, Iziz. Lacking resources and training, the rebels seek help. Though Onderon's neutrality prevents open Republic intervention, the Jedi Council sends advisors. Anakin, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, and Captain Rex arrive to train the freedom fighters in unconventional warfare. Stila Gerrera emerges as the group's level-headed leader, causing tension with her impulsive brother Saw. With training complete, the Jedi withdraw, and the rebellion strikes targets in Iziz, gradually winning support among citizens fed up with Separatist rule. The rebels score major victories, disabling power to droid facilities and rescuing the rightful king Ramses Dendup from imprisonment. In the final battle, Republic orbital forces drop supplies, including rocket launchers, allowing rebels to take down Separatist gunships. Onderon's people rally, and the droid army is defeated, liberating the planet. However, triumph comes at a heavy cost. Stila is killed in action at the climactic moment, falling to her death while saving King Dendup from a crashing gunship. Saw cradles his sister's body, grief-stricken and blaming himself. With the rightful king restored, Onderon officially rejoins the Republic. The Zygerrian Slavery Arc. Anakin Skywalker confronts the horrors of slavery when the Jedi tackle Zygerrian slavers. The crisis begins on Kyros, whose peaceful Togruta colony gets abducted en masse by Zygerrian slave traders allied with Separatists. Determined to rescue the colonists, Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka trace them to Zygerria, the hub of the galaxy's slave trade. They go undercover as dealers, with Ahsoka supposedly their captive. Anakin poses as a bounty hunter, offering Ahsoka to Queen Mirage Sintel of Zygerria. The wily queen senses Anakin's history and taunts him about his former life as a slave. The mission unravels when Obi-Wan gets discovered freeing Togruta prisoners. Obi-Wan gets beaten and tortured in the slave pits, and Anakin faces a horrible dilemma. The Queen commands Anakin to prove loyalty by whipping his own friend Obi-Wan in public. Meanwhile, Ahsoka works behind the scenes to help the slaves. Despite dire circumstances, the Jedi turn the tables. Anakin and Ahsoka spark an uprising in the Zygerrian arena, and the Queen gets killed in the fray. Yet, the enslaved colonists still aren't free. They've been shipped to the Kadavo processing facility. In the finale, Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka lead a full assault on Kadavo. They liberate the Togruta prisoners moments before the facility's destroyed. Anakin personally slays the cruel warden and fulfills his promise to end the slaves' suffering. The arc tests Anakin's self-control, reminding viewers of the dark anger he harbors from his own enslaved childhood. The Zillo Beast. When the Republic deploys a new superweapon on Malastare, they awaken an ancient monster. The Zillo Beast, a gargantuan creature with near-indestructible armor, was believed extinct by the planet's dug inhabitants. The electroproton bomb blast knocks the beast unconscious, and the Republic realizes the creature's armored scales are virtually impervious to lightsabers, blaster fire, and explosions. Chancellor Palpatine, ever opportunistic, orders the beast captured alive, seeing potential to study its impenetrable hide for military applications. Against Jedi advice, the sedated Zillo beast gets transported to Coruscant for research. Inevitably, the creature breaks loose. Awakened in a strange metropolis, the Zillo beast goes on a rampage across Coruscant's cityscape. It climbs buildings and swats away gunships. Tellingly, the beast zeroes in on Palpatine, as if sensing the Sith Lord's evil, and repeatedly tries to snatch or attack him. The Jedi and Republic forces struggle to stop the monster without killing it. Ultimately, at Palpatine's insistence, they resort to using a toxin gas targeted at the beast's biology. In a tragic scene, the deadly gas fells the mighty creature as it roars in pain atop the Galactic Senate Dome. After the Zillo beast's death, Palpatine gives a chilling secret order: clone the beast. He intends to revive its species for further exploitation. The arc plays like a monster movie within Star Wars, but also serves as commentary on the Republic's moral compromises.
Padawan lost. Ahsoka faces a deadly right when she becomes prey in a Trandoshan hunting expedition. The young Togruta gets abducted by Trandoshan trappers and brought to an isolated forested moon, where the reptilian hunters routinely release captives to stalk for sport. There, Ahsoka finds a small group of Republic younglings and Jedi initiates who've also been captured. Cut off from help, Ahsoka steps up to lead these survivors, teaching them to work together to fight back rather than remain cowering quarry. Over several desperate days, Ahsoka and the younglings turn the tables. They destroy the Trandoshan's hover drop ship and even kill the son of Hunt Leader Garnak. Their fortunes improve further with the arrival of Chewbacca the Wookiee as a new prisoner. Chewbacca builds a communications device from wreckage to send a distress signal to Kashyyyk. The young prisoners mount a bold assault on the Trandoshan fortress. Ahsoka personally duels the leader Garnak. In a fierce fight aboard his flying fortress, she overpowers him and force pushes the hunter to his death. At the same time, Chewbacca's SOS gets answered by Wookiee warriors led by General Tarful, who arrive in gunships to rescue the surviving youths. The hunters become the hunted, and the prisoners are freed. Anakin is reunited with Ahsoka back at the Jedi Temple, overcome with relief and guilt for having failed to protect her initially. Ahsoka assures him his training enabled her to survive. Clone Force 99 Introduction. Late in the Clone Wars, an elite squad of clone commandos nicknamed Clone Force 99, or the Bad Batch, gets introduced. This ragtag unit consists of clones with desirable genetic mutations that give each member unique skills. Under Commander Cody and Captain Rex's guidance, the Bad Batch joins a mission to turn the tide of the Republic's campaign on Anaxis. Their objective is to infiltrate behind Separatist lines and retrieve a cyber intel unit. During this operation, Clone Force 99 helps Rex make a stunning discovery. ARC Trooper Echo, long thought dead, is actually alive and being used by Separatists to predict Republic battle strategies. The Bad Batch partners with Rex and Anakin to rescue Echo from a Techno-Union facility, leveraging their defective but effective abilities in combat. With Echo freed and plugged into the Separatist network, they sabotage the enemy's next assault, securing a victory at Anaxis. In the aftermath, Echo elects to join Clone Force 99, finding a new home among these unconventional clones. This successful arc introduces fan-favorite characters Hunter, Tech, Wrecker, Crosshair, and Echo himself, setting the stage for their continued adventures in the Imperial era. If you enjoyed this, I'm going to be posting a lot here. I would greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.